Hello, Man in Gray here with another Man in Gray book review. And today's book is, wait for it, Taylor Swift in Her Own Words, edited by Helena Hunt and published in 2019 by Agate Publishing. It's 262 pages long. This is part of a book series called In Their Own Words, in which we get collections of quotations from prominent business people like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Steve Jobs. Performers like Jane Fonda, Rihanna, and Dolly Parton, and Martha Stewart, and the political figures like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Taylor Swift has never written an autobiography, at least not yet, but this book is probably the closest we can come. It's made up of collections of quotations from various interviews she's given over the years, and it's arranged more or less in chronological order. She begins by telling about how she first became interested in music. When she was a little kid, a computer repairman showed up at her parents' house with a guitar, and he taught her how to play three chords on a guitar. And then she was so excited about it that he left the guitar with her for a few days. And during that time, she wrote her first song. So it was sort of a strange kind of serendipitous occurrence. She goes on to talk about how she watched a documentary on TV about the country singer Faith Hill and how her career really took off after Hill relocated to Nashville. And this was when Swift was 10 years old, and she got in her head that she wanted to become a successful songwriter, and she wanted to go to Nashville. So she kept pestering her parents. And eventually, she went there when she was 11 and began going around and introducing herself to various music publishers in Nashville. When she was 14, she got a job writing songs for the Sony Music Corporation. So she started off very early. She goes on to talk about her songwriting process. She talks about how some ordinary events inspired some of her songs. For example, the song "You Belong to Me" was inspired by hearing a guy being yelled at by his girlfriend over a cell phone, and the song "Tim McGraw" was inspired by her. First of all, her love for Tim McGraw's song and how country music can bring people together. She also talks about the interference she ran into when she began to move to a more pop-oriented sound on the album Red, which was sort of a transitional album for Swift between country and her current pop music. And she talks about how she had to stand up to producers who kept wanting to countryfy the songs. One producer wanted to put a fiddle on the Shake It Off song, and she absolutely refused to do that. And she goes on and talks about what effect her stardom has had on her, and she doesn't really like the jokes people have made about her and so forth. And then the book wraps up with a discussion of the highly publicized lawsuit from 2017 in which the former DJ David Muller sued her for defamation after she accused him of sexual assault when she said that he put his hand down her dress, and he sued her for something like $3 million, and she countersued him for $1, and she won the lawsuit. So she discusses what happened and what prompted her to countersue and the effects of that. And so this brings Taylor Swift's story up to 2019. When the book was published. So maybe there'll be a second volume following her career after that. But if you're interested in the early career of Taylor Swift, this book is a real good indication of it because it's all in her words. It's basically just quotes from various interviews spliced together to tell her story in her own words. And she comes across as a very determined, very ambitious woman, and someone who doesn't suffer fools gladly. So you learn a lot about her personality just from reading these quotations. So if you're a Taylor Swift fan and you want to learn more about her and about her creative process and why she kept writing songs about former boyfriends and so forth, the ins and outs of her songwriting process, to me that was the most interesting thing about this is her thought process for writing songs. She also still kind of irritated that people assumed that she wasn't really writing songs when she was a teenager. She collaborated with other Nashville songwriters, and people are always saying, "Oh, she just shows up and she doesn't really do anything." And so she makes it clear in here that she was an equal partner with all these other songwriters that she was going through there. So, if you're interested in Taylor Swift at all, and a lot of people are, even if you're not a Swiftie, you may be interested in this book. And if you're interested in the other people that I mentioned at the top of this video, you may want to grab those books as well. They're all around less than 200 pages, and they're basically, like I said, in chronological order, more or less. The quotes tell their life story and their philosophy and so forth. The book is Taylor Swift in Her Own Words. The editor is Helena Hunt, and this has been another Man in Gray book review. Thanks for watching.